Might as well throw Harry and beat your store in there.
Strawberry letter.
All right, subject, thank you, Tommy. My past has hurt my future. Dear Shirley and Steve, at age 18, I was raped and contracted a sexually transmitted disease, genital warts. I was immediately treated and have only had 2 outbreaks since I was diagnosed. Both of my outbreaks were during my 2 pregnancies 12 years ago. Now, at age 41, I never disclosed this information about the STD to others. It is only contagious if I am having an outbreak. But recently, my man was diagnosed with the same STD. I just had my annual exam and didn't have any symptoms. So I truly believe with all my heart that he has cheated on me with someone else and someone else gave it to him. I did tell him that I do have it, trying to be honest. So now he feels I have deceived him. I told him that I was sorry and this has never been an issue in the past 12 years. Nonetheless, he is ending our relationship. I tried to explain to him that yes, I was wrong and should have disclosed this to him once we became serious. I reminded him that he lied to me in the beginning and told me he was divorced after I was already deeply in love. I forgave him and moved on with the relationship, but he can't forgive me. Should I have told him the truth about my past, considering I've been symptom-free for 12 years? Is this something I should disclose going into a new relationship? Signed, truly sorry and hurt by my past decisions. Yeah, this is a pretty serious one here. First, let me say this, that I'm so sorry this awful tragedy happened to you at 18. I really am. I'm glad, though, that it's somewhat under control and your outbreaks are few and far between now. You know, that's something to be, happy about. But I do think, I have to be honest here, you've done yourself, your man, and your relationship a disservice by not telling him. Even if what you say about him cheating is true. Because if you're intimate with him, he does have the right to know what he's getting and what he's getting into. Give him that option. And of course, 2 wrongs don't make a right. He was wrong, too, for lying to you about his divorce early on. But since you've been symptom-free for the last 12 years, you could have told him and given him that option. So now, this is why he feels that he can get an out from you in this relationship, even if he did cheat, because you didn't tell him. You know what I'm saying? Cheryl?
Okay, see, this is a serious and deep letter, and I agree with you about how this occurred, but this sounds like a strong woman. But I'm going to agree with her, because now that he got the sexually transmitted disease, now he trying to make it look like it was her. You know what I'm saying? And then he already lied. See, she got evidence of the cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because he did not say, what status his relationship really was with the being divorced and not being divorced. The only problem is, I agree with you, Shirley, she's the only person who knowingly had a sexually transmitted disease and did not divulge it. But when do you say it? And I'm going to be for real now. There's some things we're taught not to say to men because some men not as strong as women. See, a man could come to me and go, I got this, or this is happening to me. And if I love you, I'm gonna work it out.
I'm gonna work with it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna work with it.
Exactly.
But some men, you could be trying to say, I got this situation going on. Oh, I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to hear all that. Well, then miss me with that garbage. I thought I was dating a real man. So you can't. There's some things maybe she didn't feel like he was mature enough. And now he ending their relationship. Go on, girl. Go on, because your life is still happening. You still above ground. You have survived rape, sexually transmitted diseases. Now you're going to survive this man that wasn't strong enough to stay by the woman. who loved him. That's all right. Go on. God gonna bless you with somebody else.
Exactly.
Be ready. Be ready.
Right.
Matter of fact, might be a doctor.
You're right. I hear you on that one, Cheryl. She does need the strong man. That's why by her not telling him, she left herself open, and he could use that as an excuse to get away if he was cheating. That,
That's right.
Yeah.
You want a male view when we come back?
Absolutely.
Sure.
5 minutes. Give us 5 minutes, and we'll be right back with part 2 coming up. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right. We're back to the Strawberry Letter subject. My past has hurt my future. A young lady, she's 41 years old now. Back when she was 18, she just had a tragedy happen in her life. She was raped and contracted a sexually transmitted disease. It was genital warts. Okay, cut to now. She's in a relationship with a guy. She hasn't had any symptoms for 12 years. All of a sudden, this guy gets it, the same STD. She's thinking he cheated on her because she hasn't had an outbreak for 12 years.
Right.
So he wants to end the relationship. He calls her deceitful because she didn't tell him. And now she wants to know, should she told him, and her past has hurt her future. That's basically it. So, Tommy?
Okay, first and foremost, I feel sorry about her past.
Yes,
what happened
absolutely.
to actually get this from the beginning. But here's what I'm looking at from a man perspective. If he was diagnosed, that means he told her, because she knows. And if she knows, if he told her, then guess what? He kind of...
It doesn't necessarily mean he was cheating. He could have gotten it from her.
He could have gotten it from... A man would hold it back forever if he can. You follow what I'm saying? He would have never told her. And then for him to find out after the fact that she has it, then he's automatically thinking, that's where I got it from.
So you don't think the man cheated like the lady in the letter?
I don't think so on this one. I also think it's possible to have an outbreak and you not know you have one. I think it's possible.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I've heard that too many times.
But she said she had just been to the doctor, though, and had a clean record.
That's right.
I think it's her. It's just my thought. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's a possibility.
So once you tell a man, oh, by the way, I got it, so it's like it's automatically clicking his head. I got this with my girl.
She gave him an out. She did give him an out with that. All right, we're going to see what the people think. Let's take some phone calls.
877-29-STEVE, 24 minutes after the hour. We'll be back with 5. Woo.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hey, when I have to quit being nephew time, I have to be Thomas Miles, you know?
Serious.
Make me serious.
But you brought up a great point on the Strawberry Letter.
You know, because I look at it this way. If I was guilty, I would have never come home and told you about this.
You would have lied like you normally do.
I would have rolled this out, and I would have tried to make
like you normally do.
Yeah, that's what they say on this show. Men lie when the truth
I would have rolled it out. I would have rolled it out.
It's the motto.
And I'd have done my best to make sure.
Mantra.
I'd have been doing what she was doing.
What's that?
Not telling.
Not telling.
Yeah.
You know? So for a man to come home and say that, hey, this is what's going on,
chances are
it has to come from home. He has to be like, yo, because any other man would have just held it and said, okay, I done messed up outside. I got to hold this.
Unless you want to blame her, but I'm going to tell you, social network is on fire. You know, let the woman know that she could still pass her STD to her partner without experiencing an outbreak.
Yeah, it lie dormant in your body.
That's right. But here's how I look at it, though. First of all, when am I supposed to tell you something that may cause you to buckle?
Well, at the beginning, though, Cheryl, she should have said something at the beginning.
Before you're intimate, for sure.
If you got a real man gonna be down with you.
That's why I'm saying he's not a real man, because if she had told him in the beginning, off the dome, I mean, come on, y'all, I got high blood pressure. You think I'm gonna tell a man I got high blood pressure?
You can't catch high blood pressure, Cheryl. Nobody catch high blood pressure from you.
Yeah, but I'm
old now. You get that from eating. Girl, stop.
Okay, kids. Men don't tell us they got kids.
You can't catch kids.
Bad credit.
You can't catch bad. You know what, Cheryl?
I can be criminally inclined, and you can catch a case. Now,
I can't catch a case because you got one.
Phone calls after this.
I'm just saying. You can't say he's not a real man because you didn't give him a chance at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
You got to give him a chance to prove he's a real man.
Right.
That's why we have issues with diseases now, because people aren't being honest and communicating up front.
Especially before you lie down with the person. Come on. You have to.
Well, then let me ask you a question. The reason I say he's not a real man, after you find out that you have the same disease that she has, why can't you guys decide to change your life? He stopped lying about his marital status, and now he has the disease. She opened up to him and trust him. If you cannot give your man information, he man up and go, well, baby, let's take care of our health together.
But don't give it to me after the fact.
Yeah, right, but she didn't do that from Jump Street.
I would have been afraid to tell him. I would have been afraid.
That's honest. Well, that's honest. Yeah,
and that's the chance she took. And
that's why you coming to us with this high blood pressure, huh?
That's right, because I wouldn't have told you nothing. You wouldn't have known I had any disease. Limbs would have been falling off of me like I was a zombie. You wouldn't have known nothing. Cheryl.
Let's go to the phone. Let's go to the phone.
All right. Cheryl is crazy. Let's go to line 1, Kat, and talk to John out of Atlanta.
John.
Good morning. Good morning, morning crew. How y'all doing this morning?
Good morning, brother. How you doing? We got a serious topic on the table today, man. What you think?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm kind of with y'all on the situation, but I feel that the lady had a reason not to tell him in the beginning. She was afraid due to the circumstances in which her being raped.
Right.
Had her feeling a little withdrawn at sharing the information. I think he contracted it by going outside the relationship.
You do?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You agree with the lady in the letter.
While she was with him during that time, she was faithful to him, so she felt that was, even more of a reason. And her not having outbreaks in 12 years, that was a reason, to hold on to it. Not that it was right, but that's probably the reason that she did hold on to it. I think he contracted it, from somewhere else.
Okay.
Y'all are fabulous morning crew. I listen to y'all every morning. And Cheryl Underwood, you took Tic Tac to another level.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Much love, John.
Thank you, John. Yeah, line 2. Let's go to Cheryl out of Mississippi.
Cheryl.
Hello, how are you?
Good morning, baby.
Good morning. Okay, I got to relate to this situation because I have the same disease, and I contracted it at a very early age, a lot more earlier than she did, because of some stupid mistakes that I made, not because of I was raped. But I was at a point in my life where I was coming out of a bad relationship, and I prayed to God, and I said, send me my destiny, the man that you have destined for me. And he put that man in my life. And for the first few months, we were just messing around, and I was trifling. No, I did not tell him at first, but when I saw ourselves getting serious, I knew that he was mature enough to handle this information that I kept to myself because I was so ashamed and embarrassed. And I told him that because we were getting to a serious point in our relationship where we wanted to be together. And he was like, okay, babe, it's all right. We can handle this together. That is my real man.
Real man.
Very good.
Real
That's
man,
right.
Cheryl. Real
That's
man.
right. That's right. That's a real man.
Married for
She told him.
6 years now.
That's what I'm talking
Thank
about.
you.
That's what I'm talking about. Hear my applause. Hear my applause.
Thank you,
That's
Cheryl.
a real man.
Thank you so much.
That's a real man.
And we're going to do this in 30 and her name is Cheryl. We're going to do this in 30 seconds so we can get as many in as possible, all right?
Okay, let's go to line 3 and talk to Tony out of Philly.
Tony.
Good morning, crew.
Good morning, baby. How you
I
doing?
love you guys, and I listen to you every morning.
Thank you so
My
much.
comment is, you guys have some great points, but I totally agree with the lady out of Mississippi. Most men are selfish, and if you set them down and try to talk to them and tell them, what's going on, they want to run for the hills. And I believe he cheated. He cheated, and he contracted it, and he knew once he found out she had it, he put the blame on her. But nobody has brought up the point, okay, now that he's left her, is he going to be honest with the next woman he gets involved with?
Thank you,
and let
Tony.
him know he contracted it, whether he got it from her or cheating.
Tommy already said no, he's not going to be honest.
No. Right. Oh, no, hell no. Oh, hell no.
You know how this show goes, Tony.
If for a man to come back and say something to his girl, well, let's just keep listening.
Okay. All right, let's go to line 4 and talk to Kimberly out of Chicago.
Kimberly.
Good morning.
Good morning, baby. You got 30 seconds.
Well, I agree with you, sir. I believe that no man is going to come to his wife or woman and say that he contracted something if he was cheating. I have 5 brothers, so I do not believe that he was cheating. I totally believe she gave it to him.
Yep.
Regardless of if she was raped or not, she knew she had this. She should have got educated and stayed protecting herself if she really loved him.
Right.
So even if she didn't tell him, she should have protected herself so this would not be an issue for either one of them.
That's
Very
a good point. That's
Very
a good point.
point.
Because, like, in the research that we've done, it can lie dormant in your body. You may not have an outbreak, but it could still be
It could
there.
spread.
Yeah.
It could spread.
And he could have gotten it that way. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very well possible.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Line 5. Let's go to Amy out of Florida.
Okay. Amy.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, babe. You got 30 seconds. Give us your opinion.
All right, I'm going to take it to a different level just because I deal with something similar to this. And I think she cannot put the blame on him because I'm going to tell you, when I go into any particular relationship, it doesn't matter if I'm first talking to him. I let him know off rip because you're either going to be okay with it or you're not. You're either going to love me for me or you're not.
That's it.
And I never have even, she shouldn't have even let herself fall in love with him without telling him. If it wasn't saying on her conscience, then she needs some counseling because it would bother me to know that I'm sleeping with a man and I ain't told him I have a problem.
Thank you, baby. Good point.
about it.
Very good point.
I like it.
I
All
love
right,
it.
Amy. Thank you. Yeah.
Totally agree. She should have told him.
Up front,
she
man.
should have.
Up front, out the gate.
How early, Tommy? How early would a man want to know this? How early?
Before
intimacy.
we do anything. Yeah.
Okay,
before
so I got to tell you at how my name is.
Well, we ain't how my name is in intimacy, Sarah.
Really, Cheryl.
Are we in it that
I
fast?
already know. Once I look into your eyes, I already know.
Okay, you might be. No.
Hand me my change. Hand me my change. I can go through the drive-through, and if you hand me my change a certain way, it is going down.
That's if you have.
It is going
Well,
down.
you have to get
right
to
at
know
the
a
next,
person.
right at the next window, it's going down. When they say go to the window and get your food, it's going down right at the next window.
Do you know how many?
I'm just like that.
Wow.
I believe in love at first sight.
We
so I
had
got
a
to tell you
doctor
off
on
the
the line.
dome.
We had a doctor on the line. I wish we could have talked to you.
Can we do the doctor? Can we ask the doctor something?
Yeah, let's do the doctor when
Okay,
we
we'll
come back.
All right, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll be right back. You're listening to Steve. Let's take this one last phone call on this subject. The strawberry letter, my past has hurt my future. Let's go to line 9 and talk to David out of Atlanta.
Good morning, David.
Yeah, good morning. How you guys doing?
We good, brother. How are you?
I'm going to be brief because I have some patients waiting and they're going to kill me. But
So you are a doctor, okay.
I am a physician, yeah. So I've been doing HIV and STD work for about 10 years. And what I want to let you guys know is that genital warts are caused by a virus that actually lives in the skin, right? So even if you don't have clinical symptoms, like there's not a physical wart there, it still can live under the skin and it's transmitted through skin-to-skin contact. So it's important to know that even when you wear a condom with somebody, if someone has had a history of genital warts, they still can transmit to somebody else. I think what happened maybe is that she maybe misunderstood and the medical provider probably miscommunicated. When women go to have their regular pap smears, they check for cervical cancer and they check for evidence of the human papillomavirus in the cervix at the tip of the uterus, okay? And so maybe that was clear and maybe that looked fine. And then on her skin exam, on her genital exam, she didn't have any evidence of any active warts. So she probably thought, well, I'm free of the disease, so I can't spread it. But I'm not going to get to be Judge Judy or Judge Mathis on this. What I think is that maybe she thought, based on the information she was given, that she was clear of it and maybe couldn't transmit. So that probably influenced her not to tell him. And that may be the reason. But I do want people to understand that it's not that the virus lies dormant. It's still there. Viruses don't go away. So once you have a diagnosis of it, it's still going to be around. But
Doctor.
I think you can't go quick to say, oh, he went and he must have been cheating, because the fact is she was diagnosed with this before, and you don't know if he went out and dipped or not.
Right.
So,
Okay, doctor, let me ask you something really quickly while we have you on the line. Do you advise your patients to tell their partners?
Up front.
Yes.
yeah.
Because this woman clearly in the letter did not do that.
Yeah, I do. I advise them to tell them, but I think it's easy from our perspective, my being a physician and you guys being radio hosts, to tell somebody to do that. But then when the rubber meets the road and you're sitting down with somebody, you have to explain them to that and the stigma that's attached to STD. People are going to freak out. So it's easier said than done, but I think we still have to, this young lady still has to take responsibility for it.
Yeah. Okay, so doctor, if me and you was having dinner, we was dating, I knew I had something. What, am I supposed to tell you before the appetizer? Or am I supposed to tell you when I got in the car? Do I tell you because you sound handsome? Look at your love. Look at you.
I would like you to tell me in between dinner and the dessert. That would be the best.
Oh, so are you saying we get to go out?
Dr. David? Dr. David.
Hold on, Dr. David, wait a minute.
We got patience, Cheryl. We got to go back to work.
Well, let him go get his patients and y'all get his information.
Dr. David, we do want to get your information in case we want to talk to you later. Would you hold on just a second?
I want to talk to him later. Help me out.
Hold on, Dr. David. We'll be back in 5 minutes. 55 out of the hour.
I've been holding on, trying to make me weak, but I still stay strong. Put my life all up in these songs, just so you can feel me. So you can get the sweet.